Hi, I'm Nik Kershaw and you're watching Cornwall channel.
And today we're joined by the legendary Mr. Nik Kershaw. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah.
What an incredible show tonight here at the Plymouth Pavilions in the southwest with Go West, and you were performing together. How long have you guys known each other? Because you seem to get on really well on the stage.
Bizarrely, not that long. I mean, we didn't really bump into each other back in the day. So it's only in the last sort of 10 years or so.
Is that through shows like this, kind of reunion with 80s
stars?
and
Rewind festivals and Let's Rock and all those festivals, you know, being in a field somewhere together.
And performing each other's songs as well.
Well, tonight, I mean, we've admired each other for years. You know, I loved that when that first album came out in 1985. That was truly one of my albums. I was touring the world, and that was one of the cassettes I used to stick in my Walkman. Do you know what a cassette is?
No, I was going to say, I was born in 93, so I was just like,
a cassette, what's that? Anyway.
MP3 players as far as I go back.
But so I've been a fan for years, so and we've just become mates, and we were in South Africa a couple of years ago, and we just got talking about doing something together, and we didn't want to just do like, oh right, you go on and then I go on, and then next night I'll go on first and then you go on. We thought, well, let's just go on together and just sort of all jump in and stage bomb each other and
it works.
Just have a bit of a laugh. Yeah, it's much more fun.
Love it. Tonight, the incredible moment. As soon as you played "I Won't Let the Sun Go Down" and the crowd erupted. When you're on the stage and you hear people sing back your lyrics, how would you describe that feeling? Because that was me, and I had loads of people in the crowd singing back my lyrics to a song. That must be incredible.
It is the best feeling, you know, it really is, especially after 30 years, you know. It's a long time.
People like me who had 25,
well,
and I loved the music.
Yeah, there was this little 10-year-old girl down the front there singing her heart out, and it's like, how did that happen? It's cool.
So you performed some of your tracks from your last album on tonight. Was it your last
album? There was one. I sneaked one in. Yeah. You can usually get away with one.
Because I know you said, oh, here we go, people. But it must be nice for you, because obviously music, I guess, is your passion. It's something that you know, it's your job, it's what you love doing. So to play that to people and show them your new stuff, I guess from shows like this, you actually get people get back into listening to your stuff.
You do. I mean, I do my own shows with my own band, and you get your own crowd, so you can do that really. But you know, I don't know who's here to see Go West, and they don't know who's here to see me. So it's a hits night. That's what people come for. You know, it's called 80s icons for God's sake. So they're gonna want some 80s tunes.
For you, have you got another album coming up? So are you working on a project at the moment?
I'm always working on something or other. Yeah, I mean, I do bits and pieces of music for TV and stuff, but I'm working on an album. It seems to be about 5 years between albums. The last one was 2012, so yeah, it should be this year with a bit of luck.
And Elton John described you as one of the greatest songwriters of a generation.
Yeah, but he was taking a lot of drugs at that
time. But to come from someone else who's as passionate for writing music, that must be massive.
It was a real buzz, and it is actually true that the first single I ever bought was your song by Elton John. Yeah.
So to get a compliment from that must have been
pretty amazing.
Brilliant. Yeah,
it was brilliant.
And is it true you wrote the song "I Am the One"? By for Chesney Hawkes.
Yeah, beautiful rendition that was.
I haven't got a voice. When it comes to writing songs, if I came up with a song like that and I think, wow, that's going to be a hit, did you never kind of think, I want to record that song, I want it to be mine?
No, I didn't know that was going to be a hit. I genuinely didn't. I mean, you know it's going to be a hit because it's been a hit. It's like hindsight's a wonderful thing. But it's all about so many different factors involved in just getting, you know, the right artist at the right time. You know, the right amount of, you get the right TV show at the right time. You know, it can be that, you know, that much of a difference. Or some meeting at Radio 1 and they decide whether it's going to get played on the radio or not, and all these things come into play. And when it all comes together and all the stars align, you get a hit. But you can't, unless you're writing for, you know, people that are obviously going to have a hit. You don't know. I mean, I didn't know with Chesney because Chesney was a new artist. You know, could have gone another way.
Him? How does that come about? Do you get, say, you've got an artist, can you write a song for him? How does that process of him getting that song come about?
It kind of happens in different ways. That particular one, I wrote it I stopped recording in '89 because I wanted a break from it, and I wrote a song and I just stuck it on a shelf, and it was sitting there for a couple of years, and then Chesney's dad, Chip, who was in the Tremolos, walks into Warner Chappell Music and says, "Have you got anything for this film we're making with Roger Daltrey from The Who? Because we need one song for the soundtrack album." And I had that one, and he said, "Yeah, I'll have that." And like I've recorded, I've met Ches and really got on with him well. He's a lovely fella, and recorded it. And you know, a year later, I was sitting in my armchair drinking Merlot, and it's flying up the charts. It's brilliant.
Do you ever sing at any of your shows? Have you sang the song yet? Yeah,
I do. Yeah. We did it tonight. I mean, you can't not really. It's rude. I think people have come to expect it now, so I do it. Yeah.
And what I'd love to ask you as well, for you, obviously you've had incredible hits, but when did you get your big break? So, because did anyone help you, for instance, in the music industry, or how? Yeah, lots of help. I mean, I was in a kind of functions band for years and playing in weddings and bar mitzvahs and stuff like that, and then we ran out of work in the sort of '82-ish, and then I started writing songs and just making demos, hiked them around all the record companies on a cassette tape, and got kind of nowhere really. And then we got piles of rejection slips and stuff, which I've kept for future reference. And I just got about to give up, and I put an advert in Melody Maker, an old kind of music magazine, for a manager, and I got a reply from this geezer who went under the name of Mickey Modern, who managed a band called 9 Below Zero at the time. And he just sort of, we met up, and he said, "Look, you know, I think you got something, let's see what we can do." And he went to all the same record companies with the same tape and got me a deal. And then there's all sorts of people involved. There's, you know, that can help you along the way, like producers and other, you know, loads of people. You get a leg up, and like I said, it's all about right time, right place. And in regards to artists out there, so kind of already established artists at the time, was there somebody that kind of took you under their wing, gave you advice? Well,
Elton did for a bit. Yeah, he was very sweet to me. Because I was playing at a Radio 1 gig at Wembley Stadium in '84 called the Summer of '84, and Elton was headlining it, and he always likes to check out the acts that are headlining. And we would, in about the April or something, I was promoting in Paris, and he was playing in Paris, and he invited us to the show, and we went and saw the show, and I went backstage and met him, and I was, you know, pretty friendly with him for 3 or 4 years or so, and he was a great champion for me. He sang my praises all over the place, and obviously a lot of friendly advice: don't do this, do that, and stuff, because he'd been through it. So yeah, it was good. He was a real friend.
And then he called you the greatest songwriter of a generation.
Yeah.
So. Another thing as well with you, like in the 80s, I don't know what it is about the 80s, but music seems a lot different. For instance, people don't talk about the 90s or the 70s in the same way you do with the 80s.
Yeah.
People of all generations seem to know the songs and want to go to concerts. So what do you think it is about the 80s that makes it just stand out? Because it just that decade alone.
Yeah, I get asked this a lot, and I've sort of scratched my head and tried to come up with a few theories. And the only thing I can think really is that kind of the 90s was the beginning of the digital age, and music becoming so easy to get and a bit more disposable in the way people consumed it. And I think people started listening to music differently, and it didn't. I remember saving up to buy an album and going to the shop and buying a piece of plastic, a record, and coming back and reading the sleeve notes and sticking the headphones on and really going, paying a huge amount of attention and letting the music take me over, And I think a lot of people did that back then, and then music became so accessible and so easy to get hold of, and it almost became something you either dance to it or it's going on in the background. It had a function rather than just being music.
Yeah.
And I think people remember that, and kind of those songs really went in, and maybe they didn't as much in the 90s.
So when you look at shows like The X Factor or The Voice and the platform that people have, would you, in this day and age, would you go on that, for instance, if you weren't obviously the success that you've had? What do you think of those types of shows?
But for a start, that would terrify me, and
Really?
I'm not sure I'd be any
Yeah.
good at that. You know, the whole live television thing. I mean, I've never been a big fan of that.
Okay.
So I've got some pretty horror incidents in my past.
Can you name some?
No, just become a completely tongue-tied on
Yeah.
in front of a live camera and make an idiot of yourself and things. But no, I wouldn't do that. I mean, I think one of the problems with those programs is that they produce great, you know, performers and singers, but not necessarily artists and songwriters and people that have got the whole thing going on.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think the kind of process of working your way up, so you start from somewhere, you write your own songs, and then you get your big break. It kind of makes the whole experience.
Well, yeah, I mean, I got to make a lot of my mistakes in front of, 50, 75 people, or one man and his dog or whatever, in a little village hall somewhere. Whereas they're like, there you go, there's 11 million people watching
and you're
you.
on Wembley stage
Off you go. Yeah, and that must be horrible.
But if there's anybody out there at the moment you'd want to work with, is there anyone out there that you kind of think, oh, I really want to work with them?
I'm terrible. I haven't been paying attention. Okay, you do take the eye.
You're going to say go west.
No, you take your eye off the ball and new acts and stuff. And there's loads of music, and I kind of whistle along to a lot of it. And I think, yeah, this is good. Couldn't possibly tell you who these people are. I haven't got a clue. I mean, it's all going on in my 14-year-old daughter's bedroom. I can hear it playing up there and whatever.
Yeah.
But oh, that's all right. That's good. No idea. Haven't got a clue.
I first started did a radio show in 2009, and the first ever song I played ever on the radio was yours.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, I had an 80s hour, and it was Won't Let the Sun Go Down.
Right.
I love that song. But yeah, it's incredible, and I've been a fan for ages. So the fact I can interview you today has been an absolute honour. So thank you for letting us talk to you on the Cornwall channel.
Thank you very much.
Do you come to Cornwall often, playing gigs?
No, not so much. No, I can probably count the amount of gigs I've done in Cornwall on, well, two hands at least, over the years.
Do you have fond memories of Cornwall? It's a lovely place.
I do. It's a fantastic place, and I've spent a few holidays here at North Cornwall, mainly sort of Bedruthen and up that way.
Yeah.
And love it. It's just such a bloody long way to come. It takes so long to get here.
And do you like a Cornish
Which is
pasty?
why it's lovely. I do like a Cornish pasty, yeah.
Well, if
Proper
you ever
one.
come down, let us know, and
Okay.
it'd be great to see you at the gig as well.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Nik Kershaw,
Thank you.
everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.